not just create themselves. You cannot say what will happen. But in the meantime, even as we provide jobs in this country, we're giving people an opportunity as we fill the gap to go overseas, expand their knowledge and come back. And it is actually brain gain for us. Because fundis will go to Dubai, will go to Germany, they come back with better expertise on how to do things and improve how things are done in Kenya.
I like how you've answered the question of brain drain. You say it's brain gain. But here's a quick one. Let's come back home for a little bit. Some of the local problems that we have in terms of labor, trade unions are actually angry with your ministry. They accuse you of being, the ministry of being reactive and not proactive. We've got delayed CBAs, we've got unpaid dues and what they call minimal dialogue. You've got the standoff between the clinicians and SHA and all that.
But
what can you tell us?
Let me answer. The unions will always be at loggerheads with the employer. That is standard all over the world. You hear even in France, you hear people shutting down in France, truck drivers not driving. You hear about health issues in France. You hear about in Germany. You hear, I was in Germany with the president when the train workers all went on strike. The streets were deserted. You hear about strikes in the US. You hear strikes in England. You hear the CBA union issue is a continuous problem. Actually, I wish you could bring Honorable Atwoli to this show, and he will tell you that since I became the Minister for Labour, things have gotten way better than they were. We are streamlining the system. Don't listen to me. Bring FKE, bring Atwoli, bring the unions here, and they'll tell you, at least now, this minister listens, this minister pushes, and I'm very neutral. I'm very hard on the government side if they are bad employers. I'm very bad on private sector bad employers. I'm very tough also on the unions if they are misbehaving. I'm very fair. Okay. At times people may not agree with what decision I've made, but they'll say it was a fair decision.
All right. So I know you're running out of time, but one last question, and this might be a little bit personal. You've had a long and storied career in public service in Kenya. I think most Kenyans first encountered you as the spokesperson of the government of the day at the time. You also served the people of Machakos, and now here you are. As a student of history yourself and as a creative, as a writer, when the history of your time in this docket is written, what would you like the headline to be? And this will require a bit of introspection, what are you afraid that history would be?
I'm never afraid. I'm not afraid of what history will write because I do things well and I do things according to what I believe is God's will. I never fret. I never worry about tomorrow. The scriptures tell us even the birds of the air, they don't worry about what they'll eat tomorrow. My path has already been made. And so I have a clear purpose, and I tell people, you can accuse me of many things, but you can never accuse me of being lazy, of not being creative, of not working hard, and of not having a good heart. And I believe that when you put all these things together, meaning well, working hard, being sharp, reading, you don't want also to just be shallow. Things kind of align themselves for you. There is a way the world puts itself to you. God arranges you. So history will be kind to me.
Interesting. Thank you so much for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen,